Welcome back to Crazy Bill's Garage, and today, well, I'm going to try to put bunk carpeting back on my boat bunks. They're not very big, so this should not be very hard. But you know what? It probably will be. So this is also going to be, video will be in the run of me rebuilding my boat trailer. So if you want to see the whole boat trailer build, that's coming later, or it's coming right now. But this will be in that run. But for now, let me see if I can do this. And this can't be that hard. But first of all, I got boat trailer bunk carpeting, weather resistant, doesn't say water resistant. Protects your boat from scratches and abrasions during launching and loading. Ooh. And it's made by Sea Sense. So I got 12-inch by 12 feet. Wasn't that much. This on Amazon was only like 13 bucks. So I figured I'll get the right stuff. Instead of just getting indoor-outdoor carpet, I'll get the right stuff for the bunk. And yeah, we'll go from there. So, let's get to this. So I watched one video on this to see how this would go, to see how this works. Stuff folds really nice. And what I learned is you gotta roll it out, and I dropped it. Roll it out, and I get it a couple of inches at least, longer than what you need. And look, I got it all dirty. Here, let me turn that sideways, it'll be better. And make one cut, and hopefully it'll be the right cut. So, there is the bottom of the bunk. So, or should we just call it a boat rail? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take her, I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I'm going to take her to the edge on the other side, and I'm going to put in a couple of staples. Now, I'm going to do that all the way down, and then, well, let's hope I'm doing it right. So, I got them all stapled in, all the way down, and yeah, make sure this is nice and tight, and wrap this one around, and throw a few staples in here. And hopefully that will work. You gotta get her nice and tight. I'm trying. And it seems to be working. So far, so good. So I'll continue that and get that stapled in. So now that I got the bottom stapled in, I'm going to put some staples along the side here and hopefully that will hold carpet on well enough, because there's more to go on. So far it's going okay. So far. And I'm out of staples. Let me get some staples in her, and I'll finish up doing that. So now about closing off the ends. Now, this goes back in there pretty far, if you notice. So probably going to have to cut a bit off. So I'm going to come here, come here. There we go. Be careful using a knife. I'm going to tuck that down there. Right? Well, I'm going to cut this one and go the other way. So there we go. And I don't need this part, you know. So I'm just going to cut that off. And again, be careful using a knife. I'm going to fold that back. I'm going to tuck that one down there. And bang those in. I'm going to take this one, tuck it there. Do those. Now, it might be a little long, so I can cut off a bit, you know. And on the same, on this side, I can cut off a bit. I'm going to tuck that in there. Get those in. There we go. And these ones. And am I out already? I think I'm out, but you get the point. Pretty sure you get the point. Now the staples I'm using are, well, the Arrow JT21 staple, 3/8 inch or 10 millimeter. And they seem to be working pretty good for me. I wish they were a little bit longer, but they're not. So I have to work with what I got. So the front way here, even though there's a curve to it, you'll see there's a little bit of curve. I did it the same way, the slits, and then cutter in there. And yes, and I'm gonna do this a little differently. Cut her right here. That I'm gonna there we go. I'm gonna give this a little cut. So this piece will fold over. There we go. This piece will fold over. Left a little piece here exposed, which I am just going to cut off. Remember, be careful with knives. And I am going to cut right here. You just have to do it until you can get her so she can fold around the corner. And then you can put a couple staples in her without getting them in your hand, which will be happy. And I'll put another one right there. Yes, and don't be scared to use staples. Just put them in, they'll stay, they'll keep everything together. So there is a flap here that's sticking up along the way. I kind of want to trim that off, so I will. Yeah. Just have to get up underneath it here. Give her a trim off. And hopefully she'll work for you when you're trimming her off. So, here, remember, it's a sharp knife. Keep your fingers out of the way. That will always be good. in there. And so far, it's just about done. So here's a part where I wish I had marked my holes better. And there's only 2 holes I had to mark. But it just turns out I have the other bunk. And I should be able to find the holes. Hopefully, because this bunk is not the same size as that bunk, but they should be around here somewhere. There's one. So one is right here. I think. Let me grab a. Maybe that's not a hole. Nope. That's a hole. So. I'm just going to cut out these holes. And yes, it is a hole. So there we go. I got a hole there. And the other hole should be, line her up here. Yeah, the other hole should be right here. Yep. Remember, be careful. You're using sharp instrument. Wow, when did this turn into such a channel of safety? Wow. It shouldn't be. And there's the other hole. And I just have to do that on the other side. And voila, we have our bunks with the new carpet on them, ready to go back on the boat. Well, we have one ready. The other one's coming. And by the way, I pressure treated this wood. Again, I don't think it was pressure treated wood. So I pressure treated it. That's why it's got a funny look to it. And I let her sit for a while. But I didn't want to cut new wood, so I'm just using the same old stuff. When it's covered up, it still looks just as good. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.